What's up, guys? GoodeZilla back again. Welcome back to another episode of the single turbo project for my Skyline GTR. In this episode, just kind of doing the little tedious things. May not be, the most exciting stuff to video, but it's things that have to get done in order to go single turbo. That being said, I'm on my way to hardware store to get some bolts, because the bolts that I have to mount the turbo to the manifold are a little too long. So anyway, you'll see that in the following video. If you guys haven't already, follow my Instagram and my Facebook. I'll put links in the description below. You'll see pictures and videos, little short videos of the project before it gets to YouTube, pretty much. So it's kind of cool to see, at least I think. But anyway, be sure to subscribe. Don't miss any episodes. Pretty excited about the coming stuff, because now that after this episode is done, things are moving along and get to the good stuff. So anyway, without further ado, here we go. Also forgot to mention, in this video we do mount the turbo and manifold and downpipe. So let's do it. Alright, so there's a bigger hose that's connected to the bottom of this, and I disconnected it from, it goes down and then into like a little plastic nipple that goes into the side of like the area where the intake box is and stuff. I'm guessing it's just a vent. I'll try and pull this out. Alright, there you go. That's the charcoal canister. I guess I probably could have just pulled that off, but didn't really have any leverage. So we're deleting this and moving power steering over here. Have to fab up some sort of bracket or something. Alright, and we're going to remove the stock oil and water feed lines. Bolt here with an O-ring, and that's supposed to block the water port. Back here. That's aluminum. You don't want to overdo that one. Well, this fitting has a built-in restrictor too. So that's cool. I guess that is the fitting that we're supposed to use. Now, ultimately we're going to be moving the power steering reservoir over here. We got to remove this bracket, remove this stuff over here, and we have to remove this piping, and then we will extend these lines. And the bottom one, the big one that's coming off the bottom of the reservoir, we'll probably be able to just cut that and rotate it so that it comes over this way, or I'll just get a new line for this. Gotta figure out what size that is, but that's the plan. So in order to take this stuff off, we have to also remove it underneath, and that's why we took the front bumper off. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and start getting all that stuff removed. Take a look. The clamp right in there is facing away, so we can't exactly get a screwdriver in there. So I'm going to try my little handy dandy right angle screwdriver. This joker right here. Put my flathead bit in there. See if I can't get in there. There we go. Piece of shit. So while I'm down here, I'm just going to remove this airbox silencer, I guess, since I'm not going to be using that anymore. Yeah, now it's pretty much all clear on the side of the car. Got all the piping and stuff out of the way there. Got all the brackets and all the intercooler piping and stuff out of the way so we can make our own. So when it comes to that time, we will do that. So now let's try to relocate this power steering pump. So I bought these brass fittings to slide into the end of these hoses to extend with some more hose. And I'm hoping that this hose will be long enough to reach over here. I'll just have to like cut it and then just reuse that. So we'll see. So for now, I'm just gonna loop these so fluid doesn't start coming out until I can have to make a bracket pretty much for right here, and then connect the pump. Decided that I am going to delete my AC. It's not a daily driver, and the AC is not something that I would normally use. During the summer I like to roll with the windows down. So anyway,
basically the AC line was coming across this way, and the manifold was hitting it right here. Well, it was coming across here, connected to these couple ports. Turn the light on. These ports here, and the two lines go all the way back there to those two silver ports into the firewall there. So you just unscrew those, undo the fittings here, make sure you have the AC drained. Mine actually didn't have any refrigerant or anything in it. And then the lines would come up through the firewall here and then run across to this, and it would come over to here where there was a little I guess tank or whatever, and that is right here. This basically hooked down into this, and we removed it. I guess it was facing like that. And then eventually we're going to be able to get the big old compressor out of there and remove the AC condenser here after we remove the radiator. We're going to have to remove the radiator anyway so that we can get to the crank pulley and stuff to do the timing belt. So anyway, let's test fit this manifold. Sits flush. I haven't remade the power steering lines yet. I'm gonna see if I can bend this one to come straight back. If not, then I'm gonna have to like cut it somewhere down here and rerun line like this from further down, because this is pre-bent hard line up here. So let's go ahead and cut some new nuts. Well, that works. A little bit of a visual representation, I guess. You get these lines out of the way. I'm pretty sure the down pipe's gonna hit. Sweet! Now we can put some Teflon tape or some thread sealer on the oil supply adapter to put into the block. The water supply block-off line which is right there, has an O-ring on it, so that should seal that up. And there's the oil supply. I'm going to be using this oil return for the turbo, and I'm going to be blocking off that one. So I'm probably going to be taking that cap off right there and putting it on that one. And then I have a dash 12 AN line coming, and I've also got some heat shielding for those. So anyway, that's pretty much it for fitting the turbo up and stuff for now, because right now those lines right there that go behind the head and are connected to the back of the head, one of those is an water coolant line, and you have to block it off in two places, otherwise water will just start spewing out of the bigger of the two there, and that's not good. Zoom in. Yep. So right there, see where it kind of looks like a lowercase h? Those are the two water lines that you have to block off. And then these two, I believe, are vacuum lines that would be going over to the boost controller here. But for some reason I have the boost control solenoid and the stock boost solenoid underneath of it still hooked up, and they each have their own lines, so I need to figure that out. However, the previous owner in Japan did it. But yeah, those lines back there are going to be a pain. So I just basically took the wiring harness and just put it up out of the way. I thought I was going to have to remove this clip back here, but it doesn't look like it. To at least get it out of the way of those pipes down there. So this little vacuum line goes to the stock boost gauge. I'll probably remove that to get it out of the way. Still looks like quite the pain in the butt. So we have to remove that line and this line. Well, all of them, but we have to plug this one and that one. These two are coolant. Those two are vacuum. So let's come to the conclusion that it's pretty much impossible to get to these water lines on the other side of the head without removing the intake manifold. And I really don't want to do that. So my last ditch effort is to cut the lines like right here, put a cap on there, put a hose clamp on there, and hope for the best. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and I'll probably end up taking the intake manifold off. But anyway, I'm going to try this first. Got my assortment of caps here. So, let's see what fits. I'll put some hose clamps on there, and I'm also probably going to put a little like heat shielding there. Got the manifold, turbo, and downpipe all mocked up. Everything's fitted loosely. The downpipe looks like it'll work. Let me get my strap out of the way. It's made for a 240 SX with an RB26, but it looks like it works. I'll probably put some like reflective heat shielding on the firewall back there, and I'll probably end up wrapping the downpipe just to, you know, make sure the heat is contained. I mean, it probably could turn down a little bit sooner, but it seems like it works pretty good. It clears the manifold and the firewall and everything, and gives me room for the wastegate down there. So yeah, I think we're gonna run with this. Waiting for the rest of my fittings to come in the mail, and then we'll fab up the rest of the downpipe to meet up with the rest of the exhaust, the catback. Alright guys, well, that about sums it up for this episode. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to keep track of the upcoming episodes, and don't forget to share. I mean, if you like the videos, it really helps me to share. So next episode we'll probably be finishing the power pump, or power steering pump, reservoir brackets and fittings and stuff, and maybe doing the exhaust. I haven't really got a straight plan in mind. I just know there's a lot of stuff that has to get done. My board over here is still pretty full. I guess out of all the stuff that I did today, I just did actually I didn't even do the feed line yet. I just did the block off the lines. So anyway, yeah guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned, and I'll see you next time. See you.